Goldilocks and the Three Bears, retold and illustrated by James Marshall. And boys and girls, when a story is retold, that means there was an original author, meaning a first author, and then someone else wrote the book and put their own twist to it or changed some. So if you've heard this story before, compare and contrast how the books are the same and different. Once there was a little girl called Goldilocks. What a sweet child, said someone new in town. That's what you think, said a neighbor. Uh-oh. One morning, Goldilocks' mother sent her to buy muffins in the next village. You must promise not to take the shortcut through the forest, she said. I've heard bears live there. I promise, said Goldilocks. But to tell the truth, Goldilocks was one of those naughty little girls who did exactly as they please. Here she is going in the forest. And look at those signs. Says, not a good idea. Danger. Turn back. Go the other way. Meanwhile, in a clearing deeper inside the forest, in a charming house all on their own, a family of brown bears was sitting down to breakfast. Patooey, cried big old Papa Bear. This porridge is scalding. I've burned my tongue. Let's use our clues, guys, our context clues. What do you think scalding means? He said, this porridge is scalding. I've burned my tongue. If you said hot, you're exactly right. I'm dying, cried Baby Bear. Now really, said Mama Bear, who was of medium size. That's quite enough. I know, said Papa Bear. Why don't we go for a spin while the porridge is cooling? Excellent, said Mama Bear. So they got on their rusty old bicycle and off they went. Tra-la. A few minutes later, Goldilocks arrived at the bear's house. She walked right in without even bothering to knock. On the dining room table, there were 3 inviting bowls of porridge. I don't mind if I do, said Goldilocks, helping herself to the biggest bowl. Now, how can she just walk into someone's house without knocking and then eating their food? What do y'all think about that? But the porridge in the biggest bowl was much too hot. Patooey, cried Goldilocks, and she spat it out. Next, she tasted the porridge in the medium-sized bowl, but that porridge was much too cold. Then Goldilocks tasted the porridge in the little bowl, and it was just right. Neither too hot nor too cold. In fact, she liked it so much that she gobbled it all up. And look what a mess she made with the biggest porridge. Feeling full and satisfied, Goldilocks thought it would be great fun to have a look around. Right away, she noticed a lot of coarse brown fur everywhere. Now, they must have kittens, she said. In the parlor, there were 3 chairs. I don't mind if I do, she said, climbing into the biggest one. But the biggest chair was much too hard, and she just couldn't get comfortable. Next, she sat in the medium-sized chair, but that chair was much too soft, and she thought she might never get out of it. Then Goldilocks sat in the little chair and thought, and that was just right, neither too hard nor too soft. In fact, she liked it so much that she rocked and rocked until the chair fell completely to pieces. Now, all the rocking left Goldilocks quite tuckered out. I could take a little snooze, she said. So she went to look for a comfy place to nap. Upstairs were 3 beds. I don't mind if I do, said Goldilocks. And she got into the biggest one, but the head of the biggest bed was much too high. Next, she tried the medium-sized bed, but the head of that bed was much too low. Then Goldilocks tried the little bed, and it was just right. Soon she was all nice and cozy and sound asleep. She did not hear the bears come home. Look at her in Baby Bear's bed. The 3 bears were mighty hungry. Uh-oh, do they have any food? But when they went in for breakfast, they could scarcely believe their eyes. Somebody's been in my porch, said Papa Bear. Someone's been in my porch, said Mama Bear. Somebody has been in my porch, said Baby Bear, and eaten it all up. In the parlor, the 3 bears were in for another little surprise. Somebody has been sitting in my chair, said Papa Bear. Someone's been sitting in my chair, said Mama Bear. Somebody has been sitting in my chair, said Baby Bear, and broken it all to smithereens. The 3 bears went upstairs on tiptoe, not knowing what they would discover. At first, everything seemed fine, but then Papa Bear lay down on his bed, his big brass bed. Somebody has been lying in my bed, he cried, and he was not amused. What do you think that means, he was not amused? Look at his facial expression. He was not happy. He didn't find it funny at all. Eggs! Cried Mama Bear. Somebody has been lying in my bed. Look, cried Baby Bear. Somebody has been lying in my bed and she's still there. Now see here, roared Papa Bear. Goldilocks woke up with a start and her eyes nearly popped out of her head. But before the bears could demand a proper explanation, Goldilocks was out of the bed. Okay, jumping out the window. Out of the window and on her way home. Who was that little girl? Said Baby Bear. I have no idea, said Mama Bear, but I hope we never see her again. And they never did. All right, boys and girls, I want you to discuss the parts of that story or the story elements with your family. And that means you're going to talk about the characters, who's in the story, the setting, and the problem and the solution. Okay? And also, if you've heard this story before, you can, like I said, compare and contrast it to the other version of the story you've heard. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And you can even comment how you liked the story and what was your favorite part. Okay, see you guys later.